Welcome back to a new series in depression, and this one is on daily wins, finding the good in our depression. And it may not seem like there's any good there, but we can hopefully try to find some to help us build on that, to keep the momentum going, to again decrease our depression and our depression behaviors and increase our healthier behaviors so we live the life that we would like to live. So, welcome to Daily Wins, a series created for anyone walking through depression who's tired of feeling like every day is a losing battle. When you live with depression, your brain tends to focus on what you didn't do, what went wrong, and where you failed. And over time, that lens does become a habit because that's kind of what we're focusing on. And it becomes your reality. But what if you could shift that lens just slightly by training your mind to notice even the smallest signs of effort, care, or beauty? In this series, we're not chasing productivity, we're reclaiming dignity. And we're going to practice something powerful, noticing what went right, even on the days that feel really heavy. And so let's start with, why does this even matter? Well, your depression trains you to dismiss yourself. And depression isn't just sadness, it's a distortion of how you see yourself. It tells you that you're lazy, you didn't do anything today. It minimizes effort. Brushing your teeth doesn't count. And it hides beauty. The sunset was nice, but what's the point? This is not a personal failure. It's how depression works. It filters out the good and puts a spotlight on what feels broken. So this is not a personal failure. It is just how depression works. We really should remember that. The result, you stop trusting your own strength, you stop noticing your own effort, and that spiral makes it even harder to heal in the end. But you've always got some good news. What the mind practices, it strengthens. Remember, the mind is a muscle, and we can strengthen our mind, muscle mind. And we can practice looking for what's working, one small win at a time. So now, where do we go next from here? Well, what is a small win anyway? So a small win is anything that nudges you toward life, care, or connection, right? These are the ways that we build our healthier behaviors and decrease our depression behaviors. So it's not measured in minutes, steps, or checkboxes. It's measured in effort, intention, and self-respect. So here are some examples. You got out of bed, even if it took an hour. You answered one text, even if the rest were unread. You drank a glass of water, even if you didn't eat much. You felt a breeze and paused to notice it, and you chose not to spiral, even if only for 10 seconds. I think that's what's really important, is that, we have a negative behavior that we choose to do, or we've done it for so long that it's just so automatic for us. But now, instead of choosing it right away, we take 10 seconds to pause instead of doing that behavior, but we go to it anyways. We need to count that 10 seconds as a win, and then hopefully next time it's 15 seconds and 20 seconds, and we're kind of just building on those small daily wins of ours. And so these moments are wins because they push against the gravity of despair, and they are signs that you are still here, still reaching for something better. And that is actually what matters at the end of the day. And so next is small wins rewire the brain over time. So when you start noticing and naming these wins daily, consistently, you slowly begin to feel more connected to your own resilience, build self-trust through evidence, not affirmations, create a mental habit of recognition instead of rejection. And the brain is plastic. It changes based on what we focus on. So by tracking what's right, we're not ignoring pain, we're balancing the lens. So over time, the question shifts from, what did I fail at today, to where did I try today, or even, what softness found me today. You don't need to rewrite your whole story overnight. You just need to start noticing one sentence at a time. Like with anything, it takes a long time to be a certain way, And if we want to change that certain way, that certain habit, that certain behavioral choice, it's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a lot of building that muscle to change what we want to get a different result in life. And that is something we need to keep in mind so that we understand that it's not just an overnight practice. And because that can lead to us then thinking that we are a failure because we didn't do it overnight or we're struggling with the behavior. So let's wrap it up and recap. In this episode, we explored how depression hides your efforts, why redefining wins is key to healing, and how noticing small victories can rewire your brain and your self-concept. So in the next episode, we're going to unpack what actually counts as a win, and I'll tell you right now, it's probably something you've been dismissing your whole life. So here's the comment section. Comment below with anything about this video or really anything else that's going on in your life that you would like to comment about. And if you're having a hard time with coming up with something, here's a question. What's one small win you've had today, even if it feels silly? So remember, you're not lazy, you're not failing, and you're learning to live with more kindness toward yourself. And that is a win. So if you liked this video, if it helped you at all, please like, comment, subscribe, and of course share it with anybody who you think needs help with some daily wins and rewiring the depressed brain with recognition. And here's another section, if you stayed this long, that I love, and this is when I get to promote my journals and children's book that I have created. The journals do go hand in hand with these videos. I haven't created a depression one yet, but that one will be coming. Right now, there's an anxiety one, and there's a one about self-love, self-discovery, and self-discipline. And there's a beach-themed one that has 12 areas, obviously beach-themed, and journal prompts to go with them. And then there's the children's book. This is to really help teach our children about bravery, courage, and the spark that they have. And at the end, there's also worksheets for your own kids to do that will teach them as well, where does their bravery come from, where does their courage come from, and where does their own spark come from.